Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 13. Glad to have you back. This week, we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman Volume 1 of the Rebirth series. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 2IdiotsRC. Also, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at 2 Idiots Reading Comics. And again, follow us anywhere that you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anything like that, at also 2 Idiots Reading Comics. All right, let's get into it. Three, two, one. Oh, you clapped this in.
I did, but this is all going to be in audio. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Why do you keep...
I don't know. It's just it's if not, it's just a weird dead
I
silence. So this way we
I have
kind
to
of
get a dead silence in between because it's super hard because, I'll start, as soon as you say one, and it's like I have to find that fine line. But, yeah. So I'm probably going to leave that in, or at least a portion of that.
All right.
Welcome to episode 13.
Yeah.
Let me get my notes. Wonder Woman. Turns out, I don't think that movie's going to come out this week. Well, actually, it might come out this week.
We don't know yet.
We're in the past, and everything keeps getting moved.
Yep. Currently, again, today's the end of August.
Yeah.
As of right now, Wonder Woman is supposed to come out the first week of October.
Yeah.
And this podcast will air on the last Tuesday of September. So,
yeah,
this should come out the Tuesday before this airs on Thursday night.
Yeah.
The podcast will come out Tuesday when the movie should come out Friday,
Thursday or Friday.
But it's COVID, and who the hell knows what's going to happen.
Although, if I can go see Wonder Woman for 15 cents like AMC is talking
hell
about,
yeah.
That'd be lit.
Dude, they put that shit on HBO Max for $30 like they're doing Mulan. I'll pay for that shit right now.
True.
Yeah. Shit.
I would not
two
do it
people.
for Milan, though.
No, I'm not doing it for Mulan. Great concept, changing up a lot of stuff, but oh well. It's not what we're here to talk about today.
We just did that for search engine purposes.
So, today, like we've talked about, we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman Volume 1.
Yeah.
This is of the Rebirth series. We'll get some credits out of the way. Writer Greg Rucka.
Yep.
Artist Liam Sharp. Penciler Matthew Clark. Inker Sean Parsons. Colorist Laura Martin and Jeremy Caldwell. Letterer Jody Wynn. And collection and original series cover artists Liam Sharp and Laura Martin.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice in the credits that the penciler and inker are only credited for a certain page numbers?
Yeah. I was about to clarify that. Matthew Clark and Sean Parsons apparently only did pages 7 through 26.
Yeah. So
I
where's
imagine
the rest of them?
Liam Sharp did the rest.
And they just gave him credit as artist, being the head guy, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine the only thing I could think of for just missing certain pages was either he couldn't meet a deadline or something came up. And
because it's odd.
I
would understand like 1 to something, but the first 6 pages they don't get credited for, and it starts at 7. That was just odd.
It could have been like a hey, he had something in his family go on. I don't know. I don't know if this is what happened, but it could have been like a hey, his grandmother died or something.
Because some of the others we've seen is like a guy will do issue 1 or issue 3 of a 5-parter or something.
That's why I think something had to come up, and they're probably like, hey, we need to.
Yeah, y'all need to fill this in real quick. And,
yeah. But
they did a good job.
I was
about to say I didn't see any of the transition like in some of them, but
yeah.
So what do you think about the issue?
It was pretty good. It wouldn't surprise me if this is what they're using for the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
I know they are using Cheetah.
Well, all I can figure for this is like what the Wonder Woman movie is going to be. I figure this is going to be like in this issue, like in this volume, they talk about they kind of hint at a lot of the past.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, and I figure Wonder Woman's going to show that past the movie.
Oh yeah,
Where
it's
this
probably
one
going to go
is-
way more in depth.
Where this one is showing more of
She's a
Cheetah's end.
And-
Like Cheetah is
yeah,
is
sure.
finished.
Yeah.
um,
But no, I knew of Cheetah because I think she, other than like the Greek pantheon, is probably the most memorable Wonder Woman villains. I could be
Yeah.
wrong about that. I don't read a lot of it.
but
it's the one I always
But off
knew.
the top of my head, it's Cheetah, Ares, couple of the Greek gods, or
Yeah,
the mythological side, and then
I don't know.
then she goes and fights with Superman, Batman, and the Justice League, and then
Yeah.
of course you have the
Mm,
A-listers there. But
yeah,
her alone, it is kind of
And anytime they ever did that, are they called the Legion of Doom? I have a feeling
it's.
that's not. But
I thought they were the Legion of Doom.
well, I also
It's Joker, Lex Luthor, Cheetah's on
Cheetah.
it, Gorilla Grodd,
yeah, it's basically
Brainiac.
like the
It's
top.
the
it's
top
the-
five's number one villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know that's where I always knew her from
Yeah.
because she was always the Wonder Woman villain. But I always get Legion of Doom. I'm like, I know that's a wrestling tag team, and I don't know if I'm just bringing them over. But
Well,
yeah,
it's, maybe we should just. Man, sorry.
yeah. No.
If you're still sticking around by now, you know who we are. That we've said this dozens of times now. This is
Oh, also, you know how a couple episodes we talked about how there's one country in Africa that listens to us.
yeah.
I was wrong. It was not Nigeria. It's
Oh,
Algeria. So sorry,
Oh.
sorry to our Algerian listeners.
Oh god dang man.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's Middle West. Mid.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
we're
the
gonna
mid-
stop here.
yeah, it's not the Middle East.
No.
But yeah, so
But-
don't take what we say too seriously.
No.
Um,
We're idiots here, people. It's
But yeah, no, this was a pretty good story. It was weird. How do I say this? I don't guess it's not weird because I don't know. They brought Colonel Trevor into the present day, which I mean, I guess they did that with
yeah. I
New
mean,
52.
the way this is saying is like what I caught on is this is like 10 years after.
She's been brought to
After
America.
after she saved Steve and all. But
Yeah.
that being said, 10 years is like 10 years from 2016.
yeah.
When wasn't this written in 16 or so? No, Rebirth was
Rebirth was while we were that was like
So
20 early 2017.
Yeah.
But it was like 10 years after New 52, I guess is what they were trying to say.
I
don't know.
guess so. But there was that she's only been in the man's world for about 10 years.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to say.
But all modern, where the Wonder Woman movies right now are doing World War II to the 80s and now
Yeah.
moving stuff around. But so what was crazy about this is like how she's always talking about going back and seeing Themyscira
Yeah.
and other
That was-
memories.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Had to jog my brain a little bit. It's been a while since I read it. But yeah. I thought that was a very interesting aspect of how it keeps talking about how she's been tricked, she's been lied to, she's not sure which memories are real and which ones aren't.
Right.
Which they didn't deep dive too much into this volume. They just kind of teased it. I guess going forward, it's a bigger story.
Well, and another
Or,
aspect
or
of
at
her,
least we didn't get an answer.
her memory thing also. So I read the Flash Rebirth. We both read the overall Rebirth
Yeah.
issues.
Mm.
That seems to be a running theme throughout DC, and now we know why. I know why from seeing what's happened in the
Dr.
universe.
Manhattan. Yeah.
Right. Is the running theme of everybody is missing something in their memory.
Oh, is that like a whole thing throughout the entire thing?
Flash has memory issues because they lose Wally West.
Yeah.
The original Wally West.
Yeah.
It changes to Iris's cousin as Wally West now
Mhm.
as Kid Flash.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, like in the Flash, there was a lot of memory loss or they couldn't quite explain why are you here? Like,
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to be here, but
Okay.
something's not quite right.
I got
And
you.
then when old Wally West comes back, they kind of things start piecing together then at least the Manhattan, the Watchmen, then Manhattan. And,
all right. See, I didn't read any of the Flash.
Yeah.
I was more of I read like the first or second volume of Batman.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about it a whole lot. And then when I would read the Justice League, it was mainly of this is definitely not the Superman that we have known since.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure that part out. But
it's kind of something I've caught on. And again, this is kind of stepping out from the volume that we've read, kind of for the first time we're stepping out of it. But it seemed to be a theme throughout others, and then there's a reason why that everybody's kind of
because like right after the Rebirth is when we realized we could no longer financially keep.
Well, yeah. Well, it was what
30 books that
Rebirth
were on
was what did that to us.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Rebirth happened either summer of going into 16 or summer going into 17. 16, I think it was going to 16, and I mean, we literally had too much on our plate. Because everything restarted. So
I had like 30 books on my
I had
list
Flash, Justice League, Cyborg, Batman.
Both Titans.
Books. Yeah, I had multiple
and then
Titans.
all the Star Wars.
All the Star Wars. It was... Things got crazy. But we digress.
But okay. So I guess that... Actually, I do know the answer to that. But yeah. I thought that was interesting.
But and you kind of see hints of that when it starts out. Like when she cracks Ares' helmet. Yeah. She's like, this is not physically possible. She said, "No mortal, no god should be able to crack another god's Ares' helmet like that." And she changes outfits. Yeah, you see, she goes from the gold, red, and blue, which I believe will get brought in the 52.
Yeah, she got out of the leotard and went to the skirt.
Went back to her old school silver, red, and blue. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Again, a little jab at the new 52 that kind of everybody shits on the new 52, but Rebirth hadn't been a whole lot better to me, other than trying to recorrect course problems that people complained about in 52.
I also think there's a strong, or not strong, there's a particularly loud section of Twitter that comic companies tend to listen to maybe a little too much. Not saying they don't always have valid points.
Right. I mean,
but sometimes you just got to read the story you got.
Yeah.
And vote with your dollar. So.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just the first issue's her trying to figure out what's real, what's not.
Yeah.
She thinks she's going to Olympus. But these three creatures, these clay creatures, attack her.
Yeah, they were
a Minotaur.
Supposed to be
what I know
creations
is called,
of Hermes. Supposedly created them.
Oh,
but
really?
She was like, "This is not the Mount Olympus," and so basically at the end of issue 1, she's like, "I gotta find someone to help me."
Yeah. So why Cheetah? Like, that's what I didn't get. Is so out of all the other demigods and gods that she knows, why
she
Cheetah,
was
a human that was altered?
She was a former scientist, and obviously she knew something about different gods and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because that god that they end up fighting is the one that turned her into Cheetah.
Okay. And so she would have some idea of mythological creatures.
Not knowing Cheetah's full origin.
Yeah.
From what I gathered from this book was she chose sides with that god or that Urska god or whatever.
Urska-Kartaga.
Yeah, but who took multiple wives.
Yeah.
But then there was only one Cheetah who was his protector and stuff like that. But then he found out that she wasn't a virgin. And
betrayed him, left him.
Was like, all right, well, you're going to be hungry for human flesh for the rest of your life.
And that was wild. Fighting the best way I can say, werewolf vampires.
Yeah, those were weird. I didn't understand those.
All I could figure was maybe they were how he created Cheetah, his wife.
Yeah.
And then his wife, or Cheetah, then had the women as her followers.
Yeah.
That these were his followers, men that gave themselves over to him, that he then turned into these creatures.
Yeah,
That's the only way I could see.
They also talked about for a minute there. Wonder Woman was asking like, "Are these your worshippers or are these your followers or whatever?"
Yeah.
And she said, "I don't have followers. I have worshippers."
Right.
And then I was like, "Well, which is it? Which is
yeah,
which?"
And,
Like,
and then all of a sudden they start
are they
attacking.
following you or are they following the
Yeah.
fuckface?
And then they start attacking her. She's like, "Oh, these are not my worshipers or followers or whatever." And I'm like, that got a little confusing there, but yeah. And then what was funny about it was Steve was there doing something completely different.
Yeah,
he was there for a whole nother reason, and then the fact that they tied it together about how her and Wonder Woman and Steve have this bond that
always brings them together.
There's something always there, even if it's unsung.
Yeah. That's that's another thing they didn't elaborate too much on, but there's this, guess either company is infiltrating a government agency or just the government agency is turning rogue, and there's some bigger plan that's, I guess, plays on later dates.
Yeah,
but it is trying to get Wonder Woman to do something. And,
yes. It was their head person. Etta was also reporting. No. Etta was not. Etta was reporting to a woman with a messed up scar on her face.
Was that Etta or Candy?
That was Sasha.
Who the fuck was Candy?
Candy was the one in controlling the robot. The one with the two dogs. The two dogs that had the red eyes.
See, I thought Candy was the lady that was working with Trevor. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Sasha
was the lady with the scar. Or the robot with the scar.
Yeah, Sasha's got the scar. Etta is over Steve and them. And Etta was reported to Sasha, and then Candy was the one that ended up with the god as a plant and then sicking the dogs on Etta.
Yeah, okay.
After Etta just shoots the cyborg right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
The entire time I was expecting her boss to be who's the lady
in Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I first saw her. I thought so too. I don't remember
Davis
her name.
plays her. I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh. That's gonna bug me.
I know.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Something Wallace.
Yeah, you're right.
Commander Wallace. I don't know. We'll go with that.
Yeah. But yeah, when I first saw her, I thought that was what this was going to be. And then she's just a completely different name and reporting to other people. I was like, oh, shit. But overall, a pretty cool story. Again, I know we've kind of gone off the wall a lot and back and forth, but this was a really large setup story.
Oh, yeah.
That was the biggest thing about this.
It's also been a hot minute since we recorded.
Yeah,
so we're a little rusty, but
no, this was definitely a large. You could tell it was an opening, rebirth, restart, and everything. So they got to bring all the old stuff back into the new comics.
This is what our canon is right now.
Yeah, and didn't seem to change up too much.
No,
from what I can see.
Rebirth was wasn't a full reboot. I gotta stop doing that. Rebirth was definitely not a full reboot. It was more of a soft reboot.
Right.
Because I remember we're typically not a huge fan of reboots.
Yeah, I mean,
new number ones is mainly just for collectors, and I guess for new readers to jump on, but still, it's like maybe I guess my proposal to instead of having new number ones every other year, why don't we just put 1 through 6 of this story arcs, and then people know when to jump in. Yeah. But then you're not also rewriting canon every so often. Something
like that. Star Wars has kind of been doing that.
Yeah.
They're doing.
Well, shoot, the Darth Vader we've been reading. I mean, the series only goes for 2 years, and then it's like, all right, now we're going to a different section of Darth Vader in the timeline.
But they aren't changing anything. No. Where Rebirth and DC and Marvel too, they change up stuff every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Where even the Star Wars, Marvel's doing with Star Wars is, all right, here's this story. It's X that happens. All right, he's done. And then here's this story, X, it happens, it's done. Nothing here affected here, or anything from this isn't new or changed or... I feel like you could do that with DC real fucking easy. There's so many stories, so many different ways to go with it that you don't have to redo it every freaking couple years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like right now, they're coming, like next summer, they're supposed to be doing the 5G or Generation 5 or something. They're going to change it again.
That's what happens when you let a cell phone company buy you out. No,
but
I don't know. Those are just more general frustrations with comic industry as a whole. But back to this story, I thought it was pretty good. Would definitely read volume 2.
Yeah.
Hopefully it would answer a lot of the questions I have.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like we sound like we almost didn't read it, or we only read half of it.
But
and then it sounds like we didn't like it. But I did enjoy this, I promise you.
But I mean, that's kind of the thing that we're hitting on is there's not a whole lot in this.
Yeah, it is.
It is so much of a world builder.
Yeah.
That it's not an action-packed fulfilled.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of action.
It's a lot of questions, not answers.
In the end, they, I guess, released the curse of Cheetah. So I'm guessing she's a good guy now.
Yeah, she's
Colonel Trevor and Wonder Woman might be a thing now.
Now, I also had a question.
Colonel Trevor had a family?
Had a wife. I caught on like he had a wife, an 8-year-old daughter, and they're making out and about to have sex when he pulls her band off her arm, and she's got two, looks like
I forgot
like
about that.
snake bite, like a viper bit her on the wrist, and she's just like, "Oh, I've had that for years," and he's like, I've never seen. He's like, I've never seen this before.
And that goes into the whole thing. She doesn't know what memories are hers.
And that Steve had to pull her out of Themyscira, or they're in Themyscira, and he's like, "This isn't real. Like, this is not.
This is not how I remembered it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. And again, we
that
are.
That scene on Themyscira looked more Norse than it did.
Yeah, it was very
Greek.
Very gritty. A lot of destroyed. A lot of rubble. A lot of sharp.
Yeah,
this is gonna sound weird. A lot of sharp edges in the drawings.
Yeah. And looks like
normal Themyscira you think is a lot of bright colors, soft edges, a lot of rounded, smooth pillars and stuff, and it was different. You could tell that there was something not quite right.
I was like, at first when I saw it, I was like, well, this is an interesting take on Themyscira. Not sure I would have drawn it this way, but then it led to it. It's like. Oh, this isn't Themyscira. This
and you can see it in some of the women too, about how they looked. Not like most.
They looked like they belonged in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles instead of
very ragged, apocalyptic clothing, not beautiful garments of the Amazons and stuff. And, And once you realize that it's all a trick, it was pretty cool. But yeah, again, I know we've gone off the wall, gone back and forth a lot with this one, but very good read. Glad to read it, and would read volume 2 again.
It would not surprise me if this is kind of like a Court of Owls for Batman.
Yeah, there's always
it's like volume 1 and 2 go together, and we just didn't know that. But yeah, if y'all want us to read volume 2, we definitely can. I know we didn't sell volume 1 very well, but you should have already read it. So
yeah, you would know where we're going with this if you're reading it like you're supposed to.
Yeah. But we are close to time.
Alrighty.
As not very good that episode was, but oh well. So
we'll get it back together here shortly.
Bring that back here.
Well,
we have any?
I guess we get. Do we have any news? I mean,
as you've probably already seen by now, I have started doing things I read this week, which is a whirlwind of a Wednesday to try to get out. Try to get out by 8 o'clock on Wednesday or 9 o'clock. You have anything? Are you still holding off on that?
Still holding off.
Okay.
Hopefully got some stuff coming up here in the near future for y'all. Just got to work out some details of how to get it done.
Okay.
Because trying to read all these comics and then trying to figure out when to read chapters of something else at a time is going to be. It's definitely going to take some time and some preparation.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get that started for y'all here shortly.
Mhm.
Add some more content. Add some more for y'all to enjoy.
Yeah.
And
like always, follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
2 Idiots RC. Subscribe YouTube.
Yep.
Subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening.
Hit the notification bell. Unsubscribe. Resubscribe. Do all the fun algorithm cheats.
Yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. Next
I guess
week
that's about it.
we're gonna read.
Back on Marvel, so it's Doctor Strange Damnation. Yeah.
It's a 4-issue miniseries. Not very expensive at all.
No, it was fun. It was nice to.
It was a pretty fun read. But yeah. So, any closing thoughts?
Very good. I know that we sound like babbling fools today, but it was a very good start to Rebirth here with Wonder Woman, and hopefully we can do better next time and and read something, and maybe we can read Volume 2 and it'll tie into this to answer some of the questions. And again, if y'all want us to, hit us up in the comments and let us know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Holy shit, you made it to the end. I can't believe you did that. Well, I guess since you're here, go ahead and click on another video, or go ahead and subscribe, or leave a comment, like, whatever you're doing. You may made it this far, so might as well help us out. All right. Thanks.